Hi, everyone. Harry here to talk about Justice Juan Merchan's finding of contempt against Donald Trump in 9 of 10 instances that the DA had alleged. So the contempt here, it's a little bit of a hybrid. It's sort of criminal and sort of civil, but there is a finding beyond a reasonable doubt that these things violated the gag order. And it's pretty significant. In court, I was in court when he announced it, and he just went through and said, here were these first 3. I find 2 of them. The DA has carried its burden. And then here are an additional 7. I find all of them. The DA has carried its burden. He kind of went through the reasoning that Trump had tried to argue that if he just republishes somebody else's social media, it wouldn't count. And he said there's no law, that's just not the law at all. And republishing does count. And then Trump had tried to say that where he's responding to political attacks, it doesn't count, only if talking about witnesses. But Merchan said that's not what the gag order says. And second, many of these don't even remotely qualify under that description anyway. It's just him totally trashing the credibility of witnesses because of the trial. So I find against you and imposes a fine of $1,000 for each count, which, as we know, is chump change or less for Donald Trump. In court, notably, he was very soft-spoken, straightforward, matter-of-fact, didn't make a big deal of it, just announced his ruling, etc. Then we got his written ruling, and it went through these things, but then ended with a really forceful final words in which he said, we really need to protect the dignity of the judicial system. The $1,000 per violation for a guy like him just doesn't do it. So, defendant is hereby warned that the court will not tolerate willful violations of its lawful orders, and if necessary and appropriate, will impose an incarceratory penalty. So, it seems to me, in general, and we've seen this in case after case, a court has, so much room to work with, and you want to kind of subdivide it, because when you get to the point, that sort of second to last point where you say, you do it again, I'm putting you in jail, then you have to. And I think a guy like Merchan certainly will. So I think this is it, basically. He raised his hammer, and the next move is to come down with it. I think he decided, look, it's going to be up to Donald Trump if Donald Trump goes to jail, if he's really, just wants it for whatever martyrdom reasons. And he keeps misbehaving, I'm going to have to do it. So might as well kind of push the question ahead now. And so here we are, rather than tolerate more of these, just let him know. And, on Thursday, there are 3 more counts that he's going to decide. There'll be a hearing about them. I don't think he uses those to put him in jail, because it wouldn't be fair. Those occurred before this, major warning. But I think at this point, he said, I've been talking about this in different trials, kind of all the way, the so-called penultimate time, where he says, next time, that's it. And I think he's basically said, next time, that's it, because the $1,000 just doesn't do it. And, he might want to sort of subdivide and give himself more room, but there isn't really much more room to have under New York law. So I think we are there, and I think we will see in pretty short order, does Trump want to go to jail? Now, he can still do it in a kind of graded way where he puts him in for an hour in the holding cell and back, and then more, or overnight, or Rikers, or whatever. But I think, he's basically told him, if you do something real of this nature, of the sort of things that I have found violated the gag order, I'm going to put you in for, some period of time. He also ordered Trump to remove the offending media messages, and Trump, and gave him like a couple hours to do it, and Trump did it. So we'll see. It's, I think basically the question on the table is, does Trump want to go to jail? Because Mayor Chan has just decided, it's no sense like messing around with this. Let's take it to the border, and otherwise we're going to get there soon enough anyway, and see how Trump handles it. So pretty significant, and much the farthest step to the precipice that any judge has yet taken. And, it could cause quite the sort of conflagration and side drama in this case, and soon. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.